Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Beverly, and this is the Holistic Transformation Podcast sponsored by the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy. And today we're going to talk about the end of the year and what this means and how we can celebrate it, honor what's the past, and manifest what brings in the new. So let me do a share screen and bring up Canva. Let me go into presentation mode. Okay, there we are. So this is called End of the Year Soul Inventory. Happy New Year. Hope you had a great Christmas. So what's unfinished in your healing journey? What do you need to wrap up in the next couple of days as we enter into the new year? So as we close out 2025, we want to take that moment of deep reflection and realignment. And as usual, you want to journal that. So the energy right now, you can't fake it, can't deny it. It's Capricornian, it's focused, it's serious, it's grounding. Saturn is now direct in Aries. We are being called to close karmic loops, not from emotional overwhelm, but from a place of personal sovereignty and embedded wisdom. So what did you learn this year? What changed in your life? The last 2 years have been 2024, 2025 have been absolutely intense and transformative. And it was the end of a lot of ancestral karma. And it's not just your current ancestry, but your past life ancestry, karmic loops as well. So some of us have been going through a lot of transformations as we cleared that. Some of you have been doing that maybe and didn't realize you were doing it, but that's what we've been going through. So some of the things to ask are, what patterns am I done carrying into the new year? What do you want to let go of? And journal that. What is it? Be specific. And how will you let it go? What boundaries need to be strengthened or rebuilt? And this has a lot to do with relationships. And it could also be what you're doing for a living or your hobby, or organizations you are a member of. And you have to have boundaries in not just personal, but professional, spiritual, religious, what other organizations you belong to, what are the boundaries you need to think about. And you either want to strengthen them by communicating and saying, you're overstepping my boundary, or have that conversation with people and rebuild them. Or you have to walk away. Sometimes, I'm a Cancer ascendant. I just walk away. If you don't want to discuss it, if you're not strong enough to deal with your stuff, goodbye. I just make that easy for you. You can deal with your stuff or not. I don't care. It's your problem. Where has my healing matured in 2025? And I think for one of the things I've learned is have that closing conversation first, then walk away if you need to. But do that, clear boundaries, strengthen them, and only walk away if the other person doesn't want to meet you halfway. Of course, you have to meet them the other half of the way. So what do you want to do? And you've got a short amount of time to do it in before we're in the energy of January. Full-blown Capricorn. So December, Capricorn comes in, but it's only a few days and the energy is different. But when you hit January, whoa, you're full-blown Capricorn. It's soulful structure and integrity. Capricorns don't lie. It's one of the things people don't like about us. We don't lie. And people don't want to hear the truth. One of the things I had to learn the hard way was people never tell you what they really want to know. They're not honest. Sometimes they don't know they're not honest because they're not honest with themselves. But us Capricorns, we're horribly honest. We can't lie. Okay. Now, there may be some that have strange charts and can lie, but it's one of the challenges I've always had that people go, couldn't you have just lied and told me what I want to hear? No. If you want my opinion, I'm going to tell you the truth. Although, as an adult, I've learned how to temper the truth and forewarn the person that I'm about to tell the truth. So if you don't want the truth, don't ask a Capricorn. Saturn in Aries activates your courageous boundaries. Okay. So did you set your clear boundaries? Because they're going to be activated. Are you confronting them? Okay, you want to confront gently, but with integrity. So tools for grounded closure. Where's my tools for grounded closure? Oh, that was the, sorry, that was the agenda. I think I just gave you the talk already. Sorry. So Capricorn ruled by Saturn, it governs your bones, skin, structure, physical and spiritually. And we talked about that last week. This week, we're going to tune into your physical boundaries. Are they being honored? Do you feel safe in your body? Are your commitments aligned with your truth? So Capricorn invites you to cut away the unnecessary and keep only what truly serves the long game of your soul's purpose. So we talked about this a little bit last week. Now we're going to dive into it a little deeper. Do you even know your soul purpose? And like I mentioned last week, both natal astrology and medical astrology can tell you your soul purpose. It's the first thing I see in a chart. Are you here for one thing, two things, three things, or just to hold space? It's right there. It's so obvious when you look at your chart. So how to activate your courageous boundaries? Saturn is now direct in Aries. It has moved into a new energetic octave. The lessons learned from Saturn and Pisces were emotional accountability, karmic review, and spiritual maturity. And then we've got Neptune will very soon be moving into Aries as well. I think something like February 13th. What's the date? Let's see, Saturn, February 20th, 2026. Neptune and Saturn will be conjunct. Did I write down the degrees? Didn't write down the degrees. Sorry, don't remember. But it's near the beginning. So if you have any other planets or structures or luminaries at 0 degrees of any sign, they will be in a relationship with that conjunction. Neptune, usually we only look at when it's conjunct one of our inner planets, and Saturn is considered an inner planet. What that means is it affects everybody, even if you have nothing in Aries. I have nothing in Aries, but it's ruled by Mars, which is conjunct my sun in Capricorn. So if you have anything like that in your chart, where is your Saturn? Where is Mars? Where is Neptune? You're going to be affected as well. Stronger than potentially other people. So look at your chart. Look at what's in relationship, either 3, 4, or 5 houses away. 2 houses, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's next door, they can't see each other. Next door would be Pisces and Taurus. So the focus shifts to self-leadership. Where do you need to say no without guilt? Sometimes you need to say no. And I know some of us, we raised our hands all the time. I had to learn not to constantly raise my hand because we give too much. We need to learn how to say no and not feel guilty. It's not our job to always say yes. So ask your higher self, do I say yes to this or no? Is it in my highest good? Is it part of my soul purpose? If it's not, say no. So where can you initiate new systems to support your energy, your business, your health, or boundaries, whatever it is you want to work on this year? And remember last week I said I like to categorize spiritual or religious, professional and personal. And professional, if you're retired, it can be, what are you doing in your retirement? Are you working part-time? Do you have a hobby? Do you have volunteer work? What are you doing? I mean, anybody that retires and sits around the house, my dad did that. You get really unhealthy fast. So where can you initiate new systems to support this? And this is fiery. Aries is a fire sign, and it's the first fire sign, and it's impulsive, fast, active. So this is a fiery discipline to push you to act, not just reflect. Should have been reflecting when Saturn was in Pisces. Now is the time to act. Now, and it's still December, so even though we were already in Capricorn, start figuring out what you're going to do, because when we get to January, especially once Neptune moves into Aries, boom, things are going to move whether you want them to or not. So here's some end of the year questions that you can journal. Fully integrate this closing seasoning. You can use seasoning and journal. So, what wisdom did I earn through challenge in 2025? What were your barriers? Did you overcome them? How did you overcome them? That's your wisdom. What did you learn? What did I earn? I'm sorry, that should say, what did I learn? Which relationships or habits must be lovingly released? What relationships or habits? So, part of clear boundaries is letting go of relationships, organizations, challenges that don't serve you. And what happens? Habits. I'm having a lot of fun talking today. What habits must you let go of? Most people by now know that sugar is really bad for you. Maybe it's time to let go of sugar. This year, I love treats this time of year. So I made keto, what do they call them? Sugar cookies, but there's no sugar in them. I used almond flour with a little bit of coconut flour, organic butter, and some monk fruit with erythritol. And the flour was almond flour with a little bit of, I said that, I think. So they're within a keto diet. So I've been on the carnivore diet all year, but for Christmas, I'm going on the keto diet so that I can have these little treats. And because almonds have a lot of fat and oil, I'm not gaining weight eating these wonderful cookies, not even put icing on them, made with water and monk fruit and erythritol. So there, I had one this morning, so I made them, and I have one or two each day. I made little teeny gingerbread man. And so I'm having my treats every day and not gaining weight. So I'm going to get through the holidays having wonderful treats and not gaining weight. So it's possible to change your habits, because normally if I don't do this, I gain 10 to 15 pounds through the holidays. And then in January, I have to fast to get rid of it. This year I decided I'm going to be really good. I'm not going to someone's house. I usually go to someone's house and I eat whatever they have. And I always gain weight because it's not in my diet. So this year I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to do my own Christmas dinner, and I'm going to stick to a keto diet through the holidays. So what are you going to do? What are you going to change so that you take care of your health, take care of your business, your retirement, your spiritual development, whatever it is? And just be lovingly releasing whatever it is. It doesn't have to be harsh. It doesn't have to be difficult. One of the things I do is I say, this is an issue. I gain weight every year. I don't want to gain weight. I turn this problem over to you. What do I need to do? The message I got back was use keto diet. Because on the keto diet, I lost weight in the beginning, and then I plateaued. I stopped losing weight. So I thought, okay, I go back on keto, I plateau, I don't gain weight. I can do that. Cool idea. So what new identity am I stepping into as 2026 begins? I'm restructuring my entire business. It was going to go live in January. Then I found out they're updating my app. So it's going to go live in February instead. So January will be similar as what I'm doing now. But all through January, I'll talk about the change that's coming. And I believe it will be coming late January, early February. My app will be changing, and so will the web version of the app if people are using that. So what are you doing? What are you stepping into? Are you stepping into a new business, a change in your business, a change in your spirituality? Will you be taking new classes? Will you be changing your relationships with people, changing the organizations you're part of? What are you changing to as you move forward? And journal that, write it down. That's part of your manifestation, is setting an intention, visualizing it, and writing it down. So here are some practices to help you reset and ground, which is important in Capricorn. Castor oil packs over the liver and solar plexus area to release stored emotional tension. The solar plexus is a fire sign in TCM and in astrology and in metaphysics. And we're going into the liver being ruled by Sagittarius, also a fire sign. And the solar plexus is a fire sign. And castor oil is incredible. You can get castor oil packs at my online store. You can get it at Amazon. You can probably get it. I don't shop at Walmart, but I assume you can probably get it there, at least online. So you can buy, I got a wrap that goes around and holds it in place. And then you get cotton or linen cloths, and you put the castor oil on it, and you put it there. Then you put the wrap around you. If you don't want to buy the wrap, you can, what I used to do before I got the wrap is I would use saran wrap or cling or some kind of clingy wrap and just wrap it around yourself, because then you can put your clothes on, because the castor oil is very sticky, sticky, sticky thick, and it'll get all over your clothes. So if you put the plastic wrap or a pack wrap around your, sounds like pack rat, doesn't it? I think those pack wrap around yourself, then you can get yourself dressed, then you can go around during your day. Or if you have time to sit, you can put a heating pad over the castor oil pack, and it drives the castor oil even deeper. And if you want to, you can add some essential oils to the castor oil. So some essential oils to consider are vetiver, myrrh, and cedarwood. These are great for nervous system grounding and clarity. Chakra sweep meditation, you visualize energy flowing from your crown to your root chakra, cleansing old loops and anchoring the new template. Another thing that I would add to the essential oils, it's not written there, is frankincense. So if you think, my liver's in good shape, I don't need to, my nervous system is okay, you could add lavender, or you can add frankincense, and the frankincense will help you with your meditation. So you can do the essential oil wrap, add some lavender and frankincense as well. And with this, you're not going to have a lot of essential oils. So I'd maybe add like 1 drop of each. Or with lavender, you could add 3 or 4 drops. And with frankincense, maybe 2 drops. But I wouldn't add more than 1 drop of the vetiver, myrrh, or cedarwood. And you can do your meditation while you're doing your castor oil pack. And so you get all of that together. And this is a nice hand position for you, one over the heart and one over the second chakra or your belly button, so that you can feel yourself doing the deep belly breaths. and so that you anchor the heart chakra. The third chakra is a fire element, and the heart is a fire element. So in Chinese medicine, in metaphysics rather, the solar plexus chakra, the third one, actually controls your physical heart. And then the heart chakra controls the lungs. So putting your hand over and doing a solar plexus and liver heat pack is going to help your heart, and the heart controls all your emotions as well as overjoy. And a lot of people this time of year have had a lot of tragedies and sadness and grief, and they may fake joy, which is overjoy, just to get through this, or they become depressed. So this is another way to help release all of that and to move forward again. Okay, so tools for grounding. This is your chance to reset your energetic baseline before the intensity of 2026 builds. And it's going to be building until January 20th, and then boom, boy, is it going to hit hard. And another big boom in February. So we have eclipses coming, we have eclipse season coming, we have powerful new moon, full moon. We just had a powerful new moon. We have a powerful full moon coming. So get grounded now. That's part of what this time of year is about. So closing, something you can consider journaling is I release what no longer serves me with love and clarity. I become a new cycle built on truth, trust, and personal power. What does this mean for you? What are you releasing? What do you want to build in this new cycle? What is your trust? What is your truth? And what personal power are you manifesting? So you've done more this year than you give yourself credit for. We all have. It's been a bit of a challenging year. You may have forgotten. You may need to go back and think about it. This is when journaling helps. You can look back. What did I go through this year? Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. So now give your soul the closure it deserves as you close out the year. One of the things that I like to do is I write it all down on a sheet of paper, and then I burn the paper and I release it to source. And then I write on a piece of paper everything I want to bring in. What am I bringing in this new cycle on a piece of paper? Then I burn that and I release that to source. I give this to you. I release the past that no longer serves me. It's done. It's over with. And I manifest this new future and just turn it over to source, God, divine, whatever word you use for whatever you believe in. But there is a creator, whatever you want to name that creator. So I invite you to enjoy our free Om for Success program. It's right now, because my app is undergoing a massive upgrade. Only the iPhone app is working. The web version is not working. Okay, so I think they're converting the data from the old version to the new version, but they can't update the app on the phone because it goes live with everything once all the changes are made. So that depends on the App Store, the Apple App Store, and the Google Play Store. So they release it to them first. They do their analysis to make sure it meets all the rules, and there's a whole lot of new rules. And by the way, we will be enforcing that you must be over 18 to use my app. In the past, this podcast was managed by YouTube. YouTube, I always said it's not made for children, so they blocked everybody. So I didn't need to worry about it. But in the future, the app will be on my phone. So someone could potentially get through. So that will be enforced, which means we will need your birthday in order to enforce it. So in the future, you'll be asked for your birthday in order to enforce that. Okay, so we've already been through all that in the past. I'm not going to do that now. Let's do a stop share. There you are. So as we go into this new year, I have a new app coming. I have a new website, main website coming. Once that's live, then all my other websites will be redone in a whole new format. So I'm completely restructuring my business. Now, in my last summit, I said there are certain classes that would start, the essential oils and the Wu Shen would start in January because there's this massive upgrade of my app and the replay is in the app. I'm going to delay both of those classes until after the app is reinstalled. And they're already doing my upgrade. They said you'll be worked on in the order you submit your payment and your information, and I submitted it immediately. So I know they're already working on the upgrade. So it should be sometime, I'm hoping in January, that we will switch over to this whole new business model that I'm going into that is going to give my members a whole lot of information, and the membership will be very inexpensive. And you'll get the full podcasts, you'll get discounts on services. My services will be now much, in the past, I was doing a lot of one-on-one work, which I have to charge a lot of money for because it took hours. It'd take a couple hours to prepare and then another 2 to 3 hours with you. It's like 5 hours. I can do maybe 2 people a day. That's just, it's too draining and not good enough. So I'm going to be doing short things that I don't have to charge much money for. And you'll get it via email or as a recording. The advantage of that is if you have a membership, you get a discount on all of that. And instead of doing these long podcasts, which nobody's doing anymore, it's almost, YouTube is becoming like TikTok. I will just be doing shorts on YouTube, and the long meditations will be for members only. But I will also be doing for members only a live once a month Q&A. So people can get my one-on-one time as a group. And it's free to members. If you can't attend the live, I will, you can submit your questions in advance and I will answer those questions. And I will record the Q&A for replay for those that can't join live. So you'll have access for asking questions free as part of your membership. And that will be monthly. And there's lots of other cool things, free, all kinds of stuff. You know me, I like to give free things away. That will all be going to the members. And the website will talk about all the cool things that I'm going to be giving everyone. So if I would like to grow this podcast to about 500 people in 2025, my number of subscribers doubled. So my goal is to double again and get up to like 500 or 600. We're over 300 right now. So if we can get it maybe 600, that would be really cool, because then more people would find out about my free Own for Success. It will still be free. It'll still be in the app. And if you don't have a smartphone, I have friends that don't have smartphones, you use the web version. And the web version or the free version of Own for Success is the prerequisite for my very advanced long-term holistic intuitive. It's basically a medical intuitive program, but the way I teach it, you don't need to work with a doctor or a medical professional to do your work. You can help people and suggest therapies, because you can't diagnose and treat, but you can assess and use a therapy. And I teach you how to work within the law and help people. And a lot of people who take it are not professionals. They want to help themselves live healthier lives or help their family or family members. And then some people want to do it professionally or already have, like me, I'm an acupuncturist, a licensed acupuncturist. So if you're a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, even an MD, nurse, a lot of nurses and MDs have taken my programs. When you take the program, you can integrate this. So a couple of MDs I know, what they did was they're MDs in one state and they're licensed as not hypnotherapist, as homeopaths in Arizona. One of them's in Texas and one of them's in Florida, but they're both, I know both of them, and they're homeopathic doctors here. So it's MD H with a H in parentheses. And so even if you're an MD, you can get a license in a neighboring state in another profession, and you just make it clear that anybody in that state does not work under your license. And you can take this program and use holistic health to actually heal people, which is what I like. I went to naturopathic medical school, and when I went, you graduated as an ND. And while I was there, they changed the whole program. You graduated as an MD, and you prescribed drugs, and you got a farm degree as well. And I didn't sign up for this. After 3 years, I says, no, I went to clinic. I didn't like what they were doing. I didn't like clinic, but I was in acupuncture school at the same time because I didn't like their acupuncture program. And I went, I'm going to be an acupuncturist because I can do woo-woo as an acupuncturist. So after 3 years of medical school, I left, but I got my degree in acupuncture. And so I'm still in Arizona, and I can do all the wonderful, incredible things that I do. And I'm now teaching that to share that with others so you can do this too. And so even if you're an MD, I show you how you can go to another state, at least in the US. I don't know if that works in Canada. And most of the people that follow me are US, maybe a little over 50%, almost 60, and a little over 25 to 30% are Canada, and the rest are international. So for international, I don't know your laws. You'll have to look them up. So with that, if you could like, subscribe, and then share this with whomever you think this might resonate with, because that program, that intuitive program will start in February, as will my long-term essential oil. I have a brand new book that I hoped would be published before Christmas, but the company I was using, it just became impossible. So I'm probably going to sell it as a PDF and find a publisher. So it'll be published later. But I'll figure out what to do in January, and I'll announce that in January, because anyone who was a VIP at the summit, if they buy the book, they get the essential oils class for free. And if you're either a subscriber, you'll get one class for free each month, of course, as long as you're subscribed. Or if you buy the book, I give you $50 off, and the class is only $111. And it's going to be at least 8-9 months of weekly classes. So you have to decide, do I want to learn about essential oils? And it's one of the tools I teach in the Wu Shen class, but I only focus on the chakras. But this class is DIY focused: how to make facial creams, how to do healing, how to make candles, how to clean up your laundry, whatever. And all the recipes are all in my book. The book is just full of all these recipes. And it even has acupuncture points that you can use for different issues, all in the book and in the talks. So that's something to look forward to. And instead of January, it's going to start in February after my app is implemented, so that you'll get the replay. So you don't have to take them live. You can take them in the replay. Okay, so thank you for joining us. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you joined us this past year, and you made this podcast even more successful than it has ever been. I really appreciate it. And remember to be the light you want to see in the world.